Hi, Bodega Sisters. Happy Thursday. Happy evening. So, I feel like every time I speak, lately, I've been thinking a lot about change and how life is constantly asking us to evolve. And the truth is, change is inevitable. Life changes. We change. People change. The world changes. Society changes. Technology changes. Opportunities change. And if there's one thing I've realized, it's that learning how to adapt to change is one of the most important things I think we can do in life and for ourselves. Today, I get so excited. I watched earlier today. I watched the 3:00 showing. I watched Devil Wears Prada 2. Oh my God. I love that movie so much. I'm not going to say anything about the movie. But there's a scene in the movie, today that movie sparked this kind of reflection in me. But I'm not going to get into the movie at all. Not giving anything away. Shh. Go watch it. But it made me think. Something made me think deeply about evolution, about industries changing, about people changing, and about how important it is to not become so attached to only what we know. Because life is a continuous journey of learning. And I remember years ago when I was chosen to be the keynote speaker at the high school I graduated from in New York City. First of all, I was so happy and honored to have been chosen to be the keynote speaker. And I remember one of the things I said during my speech was, learning is a continuous journey. And I still believe that, learning doesn't, and I remember saying, I want to go back. I remember saying, learning doesn't end here. Learning is a continuous journey. And I truly still believe that so deeply. I sometimes go back to that speech because I loved it. I was so inspired by it. And it's one of the best speeches I've created. And I always love emphasizing on that part. That was one of the beginning quotes of my speech. But I always reflect on that because I really, really believe that so deeply. Because the moment we stop learning, we stop evolving. We stop growing. And evolving doesn't mean abandoning who we are. It doesn't mean forgetting our roots, our traditions, our values, our essence. It means allowing ourselves to grow beyond what we already know. It means we're staying open. We are remaining curious. We're staying flexible. Even now, look at how quickly the world is changing. AI, technology, digital spaces, everything evolves so fast. And I think it's important that we continue learning, continue adapting, continue expanding ourselves because life doesn't stay still. And honestly, it just doesn't. I think one of the biggest forms of suffering comes from trying to hold on to versions of life, versions of ourselves, or versions of reality that are no longer aligned with where life is taking us. It's not about dwelling on what no longer is. I think it's about embracing what it can become and figuring it out along the way. Because when we create flexibility within ourselves, that emotional flexibility, that mental flexibility, I think it becomes easier to flow with life, to adjust, to adapt, to evolve. Because life itself, it's constantly reminding us of this. Yesterday, I was with my nephew, and I was looking at my nephew and thinking, wow, he's already 4 years old already. Just a year ago, my nephew, he was so different. And then I thought to myself, I was once his age too. And that's the beauty of life. Or that's life. We are constantly changing. Biologically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We are constantly evolving. Nature itself teaches us that. Seasons change, oceans change. The trees, they shed and they grow again. Nothing in life remains exactly the same forever. It doesn't. So why should we? And maybe the goal in life isn't to resist change. Maybe the goal is to learn how to flow with it and evolve through it, to trust ourselves enough to keep growing, to keep learning, to keep becoming. Because life will continue moving forward. And we can either fear change or learn how to flow with it. And again, evolve through it. Mwah. With cariño, Bodega Sisters.